Hey there everybody, welcome back to Groundhog's Garage. My name is Jim. I've had a couple people ask me about my 74 Grand Am and where I was with it. And I thought this would be a great time to not only show where I'm at with the project, but to talk a little bit about how the channel's done and how the year has gone. So let's start with the car. It's still sitting here, and it runs. It still runs, and because I've moved it, it has been put on the back burner. And let me tell you why. If you follow my channel, I had a white 2001 Tahoe that was just a rusty mess, but the drivetrain was pretty good. So I just got to the point where I didn't think I was going to build much value in the car, in the Tahoe, just because it was so rusty. And that, if there's one undeniable truth, if you have the choice between a rusty vehicle that runs well and a very clean vehicle such as this Escalade that doesn't run so well, you're far better putting your time into the non-rusty vehicle. Rust never sleeps, and the time it takes to fix it is exorbitant. So if you're ever thinking of doing a project like this, start with something that's not rusty. This is a Southern vehicle, as is my 2005 Tahoe. And for 15 or 16-year-old vehicles, they are spotless underneath. No rusty fuel lines that these are known for. No rusty brake lines. Bolts come off without having to take a torch to them. So the reason this got kind of put off on the back burner was because of this vehicle. It wasn't really my intent to spend the summer fixing it. It was kind of just like a project vehicle. But I ended up getting a very good deal on this one, and since it was a parts truck, and you can see what it looks like in this picture, out of respect for my neighbors, it was in my best interest to move it along as quickly as possible. And so that's what I did. And at the time, over the last 2 or 3 months, 4 months, whatever, it has just been a higher priority to get this thing out of my driveway than it was to work on the Grand Am. And I also may have mentioned it somewhere along the line that, or maybe it was just in some forums, you have to be careful when you take a car apart, because you never know when life is going to come at you. And that's pretty much what happened here. It's just another it's just another factor into the delay of working on this car. 2020 has been a rather large roller coaster ride for Groundhog's Garage. My daughter got married back in late August, and what a wonderful 2 or 3 weeks it was, hanging with family, hanging with new family, just wonderful people all around. You know, what can you say about an event like that? Definitely some of the high points, one of the high points in my life. We had some not so fortunate things happen in our lives. We lost 2 wonderful men just after Thanksgiving. We think about them every day, and that was tough. So, but getting back to the projects, I'm going to show you around a little bit with the Grand Am. You can see it behind me here, and show you where I'm at and where I hope to be in the next couple weeks of months. I could be pretty close to painting, but the temperature doesn't really make that kind of feasible. So let me show you where I'm at and what I hope to be doing, and maybe a future improvement to the car. So here we go. Here's the nose piece. It's basically ready. It's primered on the other side, but it's holding my extension cords right now. And here are my fenders. I basically haven't touched them since I cut off the bracing to get behind this fender so I could put that patch in. But really I'm all set to go with welding that back in and primering it and putting some paint on it and having to put some Bondo on the front side. But yeah, all these little things are ready to go. I'll have to get these out of here, ground these things out of here so they'll fit underneath the new grill. And I'm going to take you downstairs into my basement for a second. Hold on. And here is the steel bumper of the Grand Am around all the weights I never lift. I had it powder coated, so even if the color doesn't match that well, I can always just dust the front. So with the paint I've got, so that the color matches, but at least it's been treated on the inside and the front. And really that's just a matter of putting that bumper back together. So there's not too much going on there. I have been inching forward gradually. I'm not making as much progress as I was when I started this, but I feel like I'm over the top of where I want to be with this project. And once it warms up a little bit and I can spray some paint, we can make some progress pretty quickly. I do have another project for the car that I will show you, and I've had this box for months. I think I bought this like a year ago and I haven't opened it. And I'm hoping I'm hoping at least most of what I bought or was supposed to have bought is in there. So hold on a second and we'll open up the box together. So I don't know if you guys who watch this have ever watched AVE, his YouTube channel, and I'll put a link down below for it. But you know, I'm kind of thinking like this is his den of dirt. This is my workbench. I'm still finishing up some things on the Escalade, like the running board. But I just looked at the shipping date. It was February 21st, so it is literally almost a year since I bought this. But yeah, let's take a look, see what we got here. You probably already know because I'm probably going to list it in the description of the video. But let's see what I got. I should have opened this with a chainsaw or something. A Holley Sniper fuel injection unit, and harness, controller, it's good, and oh yeah, a fuel pressure gauge, some fittings, what else is in here? A couple towels. So I'm tired of pumping the snot out of the Quadrajet trying to get that thing started. I don't want to, I'm a child of carburetors, but I don't have to be an adult of carburetors. And I feel like this will make my driving experience so much better on the Grand Am. You know, it's not something permanent. It can easily be changed by somebody if they really want to put it back to original. I don't ever see that happening, but I think fuel injection on in the bigger scheme of things will make it a much more enjoyable vehicle to drive. Although when it's warmed up, it's fine, but getting it started is always a pain, and you know, then you get the cold weather stumble and all that kind of stuff. So fuel injection it is, and you know the drill. Better drivability, better gas mileage, blah blah blah. and we'll see. So I start pulling some parts together for that, like fuel hoses to go from the gas tank to the front. I'll need to get a fuel pump and a couple things like that, but I actually have a Edelbrock intake manifold too, so I can dry run this stuff and set it up in the garage, and then when I've got all the pieces, I can set it on the car. So now that my Escalade is almost done, I should be making more progress, because I had I had 2 Escalades in pieces, a Grand Am in pieces, and parts everywhere. I could not, even my garage is still a mess, but it's not the mess that it was. So I haven't given up on the project, and I will be driving it next summer. And if the Hot Rod Power Tour is someplace close, I may spend a day and just drive a leg with them. We'll see. Hope that answered your questions, and if you have any thoughts or suggestions, put them down below, and hopefully you'll subscribe. And you know, 2020 we took it apart. 2021 we'll put it together and add a few other little things to it. Maybe even a overdrive transmission. I don't know. We'll see. I've got one. It needs rebuilt, but I had a 70 Pontiac Le Mans. I put a 200 transmission in it, and I got to tell you, that makes a huge difference in drivability. And we'll see. I have a 4L60E transmission left over from the Escalade. The third, fourth clutch is burnt, but if you watch enough videos and get the right manuals and tools, that's not a hard task to rebuild those. So get a controller for that. I don't know. We'll see. That could be down the road a little bit. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, criticisms, whatever, go down below. Leave me a comment. And other than that, subscribe, smash that like button, turn on your notifications, and I hope to see you soon. All right. Have a great day.